What's going on, guys? Jake here from Team Epiphany, and welcome back to another Top 5 Gaming video. Today's episode, we're going to be looking at the top 5 banned games of all time. There's been a lot of games released over the years. Some are funny, some are crazy, and some are just straight messed up. These games are going to be counting down the top 5 messed up games that were probably banned for a good reason. We're kicking it off with the number 5 spot, and that goes to Bully. This game was created by Rockstar Games in 2006 and is present in the Grand Theft Auto universe. You play a character named Jimmy who is transferred to a brand new boarding school. Now, as you might imagine, a game based in a school, you're going to have your jocks, like myself, and of course the nerds and other groups of individuals in the school itself. You take part in the school doing daily activities and then start to get up to a little bit of mischief. You kick the shit out of some kids, you write some graffiti, and, well, get up to no good. Let's just say you and the principal are going to know each other quite well. Now, with bullying being a hot topic in today's culture, we all know that that's a no-no. If you don't want to say anything nice at all, don't say it. Talking to you who's about to comment. Don't you comment that! Don't you be a bully! It's same thing. Cyberbullying's the same thing. But of course, this game features some of that, and because of this, it was actually banned in Brazil in 2008. The Brazilian government found the game could cause some psychological damage to kids, and also was tried to be banned in the state of Florida by an individual. This ban never went through, but nonetheless, the game was banned in Brazil and came with a hefty $1,000 fine if you were caught selling it. Coming in at number 4 spot, we have Postal 2, the game where you play a postal worker living in an Arizona trailer park. Now, the game itself features pretty mundane tasks. You go and get milk, go to the bank, confess your sins at a church. However, you'll start to notice that people will piss you off. The game features extreme violence as you go throughout your day, beating up people, killing them, and even pissing on dead bodies. The game was so controversial when it released, multiple countries actually banned the game. The violence continues to escalate. Hell, if you don't like a marching band, light them on fire. Why not? In fact, the game gets so violent that multiple outlets wanted to give the game a score of absolutely 0. The game was banned in New Zealand, Australia, Brazil, and many more countries for its crazy violence and absolutely insane gameplay. The game was banned for, and I quote, gross content, urination, high-impact violence, animal cruelty, homophobia, racial slurs, and ethnic stereotypes. Sounds like a Donald Trump rally to me, but nonetheless, it was banned, and I think we can all see why. Coming in at number 3 on the list, we have a game that I can actually kind of get behind. It's called the Guy Game, and as you can expect, it's for us guys, us bros, brosters, you know, just joshing with the guys. Except this one has a few issues with it. So the Guy Game, as you expect, was made for guys. It came out on the PlayStation 2 as well as the PC and Xbox, and had you answering questions that were related to trivia. However, the difference about this and a show like Jeopardy was they were hot chicks taking their shirts off. The more questions you got correct, the more the girl would undress, eventually going from a logo covering their tetes to a blurred screen, and then eventually, well, full frontal nudity. Now, as you're probably thinking at home, really, is it that bad? I mean, we just went through a Postal where you kicked the shit out of priests and pissed on them. And, well, it isn't up until we realized that one of the girls was actually 17. The girl herself reported later after the game's release that she had no idea she would be in the game, and then at the time of filming, she was underaged. After it became public that the girl in the video game was underage, it was quickly removed from store shelves and banned across America. This is one of the only times a game has been banned in the entire country, and as you can imagine, it's because of, well, technically child pornography in a game that was released on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 2. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have another game created by Rockstar Games, and that's Manhunt. Manhunt is one of Rockstar's most controversial games, as you play a protagonist in which is acting in snuff films. If you didn't know what snuff films are, and I didn't either, I had to Google it, don't Google it. It's a bunch of films where, well, you actually murder people. I don't know how that's a thing. I don't understand. Now, unlike other games where the point of it is just to kill someone, you get extra points for the more brutal the killings are, and they show all of the executions. You can kill people with a hammer, chainsaw, hell, anything, even your bare hands. And you do this quite often throughout the game. The entire game is centered around it. The peak of the controversy around this game arose when a 14-year-old boy was killed by another 17-year-old boy who had the murder linked to the game. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I too, as a gamer, don't like to put games and violence in one. However, they did show a lot of reasoning as to why this murder could have been linked to the boy's excessive playing of Manhunt. Because of this graphic gameplay and horrific content, the game was banned in a multitude of countries, including New Zealand, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Ireland, UK, and Germany. After this, Rockstar did make several attempts to clean up the game by censoring some of the executions. I can't say executions. After this, Rockstar did make an attempt to clean up the execution scenes by censoring them a little. However, this did nothing to really undo the tarnish the game had already experienced. It's because of this and the outright what the F gameplay that we have this in our number 2 spot. And now finally, the granddaddy of banned games. We've counted through many games thus far, going through some graphic content, crazy content, nudity, and just outright games that should have not been made. And you might be asking yourself, Jake, what is the worst game ever created? And in our opinion, I think we found it. The number 1 spot goes to a game that should never have been made. In fact, it should never have even been thought of. And that game is Replay. God, no. No. I don't even want to know about it. Replay, as its name suggests, is a game made by Japanese studio Illusion that has you following the story of a protagonist who's on a mission to rape girls. Don't Google it. It's not even like a joke. Don't Google. Just stay away. The game puts you in Japan as a person following a mother and daughter. Your objective is to, well, take pictures of them, touch them inappropriately, and eventually have sexual intercourse with them. It is because of our reaction, and well, as you can probably guess, that this game should be burned in a pit of hell and have never reached store shelves. Unfortunately, it did and was banned from, well, pretty much almost every country. The game itself is not available anymore, but please don't even Google it, and we're not going to talk about this ever again. In conclusion, guys, this has wrapped up our top 5 banned games of all time. These are 5 of the grossest, most extreme games that have been banned, and even some of them come with a penalty and fine. If there's a game that we missed, make sure to leave it down below and let us know if you have any suggestions for future top 5 videos. This has been Jake from Team Epiphany, and I will see you guys next time for another awesome Team Epiphany video.